Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Sorry, I was getting some water. I have both. I have a bottled water and I have a lemon LaCroix today. I don't know if anyone else is in this heat wave. Oh, I've got my AC cranking upstairs and it's still kind of hot. This heat wave's crazy. What's going on, Hollow? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, this heat wave's been kicking my butt the past 2 mornings, because usually what happens is I like to start my mornings working on my patio, and if I have any morning meetings, sometimes I'll take them outside. But the past 2 days, I've walked outside with my cup of coffee and my computer, and I sit down on my patio, and I just get right back up and go inside. I'm like, it's too hot. It's 9 a.m., but it's too hot, and it's too humid, and I can't deal. I'll sit in my air-conditioned apartment. Although I did go for a run yesterday. Only 3 miles, but I was proud of myself. It was very hot, but I thought it was good conditioning. I'm getting into a lot better shape than I normally am. I'm also in the heat wave. R.I.P. I'm pretty sure we're pretty close state-wise, but that's a secret. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. This, it's been kicking my butt. But you'll never hear me complain too much about the heat. Like, complain, because I feel like I actually complain about spring too much when it's like 40 degrees, that when it gets summer and it gets hot, I can't complain. I'm not allowed. I won't let myself do it. I'll allow myself one complainy season, and it's the rainy season. Aside from that, just observations, but it is quite toasty. It's quite toasty. I'm gonna have to start waking up early to go on my runs. Wait, okay. Hang on. I don't know. I wonder if I can find this. I might be the only person who cares about this. However, Hollow Indie is releasing. They released a trailer. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. What is it called? It's an Ace Attorney indie game, but all of the characters are from Hollow Live. The prosecutor is Oro Crony, and the defense attorney is Amelia Watson, and all of the people who are involved are other VTubers. It looks so good. It looks so good. I can't wait for it to come out. They said it's going to be free. So I don't know how long it'll be, but I can't wait for it to come out. It looks so good. I was going to watch the trailer, but I can't find it right now. I can't remember what the game's called off the top of my head. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so excited. I think it'll be really cool. My allergies are going crazy this past week. Are you a summer allergies person? I'm a spring allergies person, but I will say when I cut the grass, I'd be sneezing. When I cut the grass, it gets kind of bad. Sorry, give me 1 second. You know what's annoying? And this is just me. This is like real, not a big deal problems. But it takes forever now to upload a YouTube short on your phone. So I've been waiting for this YouTube short to post for an hour. I posted this an hour ago and it's still at like 50%. I'm like, what are we doing? It's not an internet thing. TikTok and Instagram upload so quick. YouTube, I'm looking at you. What are we doing? I used to be no allergies until I moved, and now it's every season I'm suffering. Is it a pollen thing? Is it pollen or is it like the grass? That might be the same thing. I don't know if that's the same thing. I feel like for me, it's always the grass. Like, I don't really ever think it's not, I don't see it around like flowers. It's literally just when I mow my lawn. No clue. Rest in peace, because if you don't have a clue, it's hard to do something about it. Do you take any like seasonal allergy meds? I used to. I don't do it anymore. But yeah, I usually will turn my upstairs AC off when I go to bed and turn it on in the morning, or turn it on whenever I'm planning to go upstairs. But I turned this on like 4 hours ago and it's still pretty toasty up here, so I think I'm just gonna let it run throughout the night. Okay. Ba 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 bum. Wait, Edgeworth has spring allergies. That doesn't surprise me. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Okay, the story thus far, even though we were just here yesterday. We are playing as Edgeworth. We've compiled some interesting evidence so far. Nothing crazy or damning. A famous children's book author. Murdered allegedly by our friend Iris here, who looks suspicious to Dahlia Hawthorne. Someone that we have dealt with in the past. The person who witnessed it. Maya, who is trapped in the inner temple, I think it's called. Pearl, who we don't know where she is. However, right before we ended stream, we did find this note to Iris that reads, "Salutation here. There's something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall," which I believe is where we are. "Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed." Interestingly enough, there seems to be two people claiming to see Iris, or Iris appearing in two places at once. Some people are saying that she was with Maya at the inner temple. Iris herself is saying she never went. So we don't really know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. But that is why we're on the case. We did a little perusing of this room. I would like to make sure I'm not missing any evidence, although I feel like that piece of paper was probably the only thing that we were missing. It's an altar with a giant Magatama enshrined on it. There are lots of candles light up on it, too. You know, I haven't had a birthday party for myself in a while. Well, Gumshoe, when is it? We can celebrate. Maybe you should blow out those candles over there to make up for that. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind singing happy birthday to me? Cut that out. Please don't blow out the altar candles. Sorry, moving on. I'm surprised Edgeworth even entertained that. A warmed cat box, not what it is. But where are all the cats? It's called a hibachi. It's for heating the room. Oh, look at all these ancient straw frisbees. Straw frisbees? Those are a type of zabuton cushions called enza. Oh, he's talking about... Hang on. Is this... Was he calling these the straw frisbees? I thought they were cushions. I mean, I guess they are if you're supposed to sit on them. Okay, I think we're getting all we're gonna get out of this room. We were going, I believe, to the courtyard next. Hazakura Temple Courtyard. And this is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. Thanks, Detective. I'll just have a look around. Looks like the police are still investigating. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really going to defend that nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitment. Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Got to make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. No, Gumshoe. It's quite all right if you feel ever so inclined. Don't feel like you have to... I'm a prosecutor, after all. You can trust me. You can trust me. Don't worry about it, Detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own. You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap. Thank you, Gumshoe. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. You do that, Detective. Just how much has your runny spout leaked over the years? Oh, we can talk about the crime scene with him. Also, let me know about volume. I kept it the same as yesterday so we should be fine. The victim is the famous picture book author, Ms. Elise Donham. Her entire past, up until she won that writing award last year, is a total mystery. It's hard to believe in this day and age you can still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. The victim was found skewered with a giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. The victim's entire body was covered in bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building. So first, they fell from a really high height, and then got stabbed. I wonder if they if she was on top of the temple for some reason, maybe? Edgeworth does have really good humor. It's always very well timed. A 2-story building. That will be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct? There it is. You're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks, detective. Let me know if you need any help. That just happens to be the room that Elise Donham was staying in. Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword? Maybe. The scene that we saw made it seem like she had already, if she fell out of the window, she'd already fallen out. Elise's autopsy report added to the court record. 10 to 11 p.m. Cause, loss of blood from stab and back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Now then, detective, let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Edgeworth, look at the map. Look at how familiar this map is. It passed me by. Don't let it pass you by. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, right after they'd finished dinner, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple. I was right, it is called inner temple. I don't know why this is so funny. I'm glad they had us watch that though. At 10 p.m., after ringing the bell for lights out, Iris went to the inner temple, except she said she didn't. And now we have to watch Iris go to the inner temple. And this is doing a great job of painting the picture. When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. Please, please make the dot go. Oh, thank God. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. Man, it would be really nice if we had Maya here to say whether or not Iris had actually gone. Although I think Bikini said that she got there before she left, so I don't know. If you want to see more details, you should ask Bikini herself in the main hall. The inner temple, huh? I'd like some more information about that place. What is this inner temple that Maya was supposedly training at? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the acolytes. It's on the other side of Dusky Bridge. The bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of the bridge besides the inner temple? Nope, not a thing. Nothing? The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there. So the only thing there is the inner temple. I hear it's not the kind of place a person could survive in. Well then yeah, please be alright, Maya. That's great to hear. The trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? I'm pretty sure it's that Godot guy, but nobody can get a hold of him. Oh. Interesting. So they're looking for a replacement. No one can get a hold of Godot on a case that suspiciously involves someone that he has known from the past. Interesting. Okay. What do you mean? It's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Wright called a cold and won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in court in the role of defense attorney. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is gonna be that judge. Yeah, I feel like he's pretty well acquainted with you, Miles. I don't know how we're gonna get that one. I don't know how we're gonna let that one slide. He certainly would remember my face, even after such a long absence. That's why I requested that another judge preside over the trial. Oh, this is about to be the best case ever. You're joking. Oh, that's so sick. Wait, hang on. Hold your horses. I hope it's not the Canadian judge. Hang on. Maybe we get a third judge. Maybe the third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Hello, random. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Furio fooled the judge. True. Maybe Edgy just needs some hair dye. That could be. Furio fooled the judge, and he looked nothing like Phoenix. The con of the century. We've only met each other once. There's a good chance he won't remember me at all. Oh, it's the Canadian judge. Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. That's another good point. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? No need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. He can do that? Is that... not to question, you know, not to question your methods, Edgeworth. Is that legal? Are you allowed to do that? What's going on, Trollface? Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. I had no idea you had such a powerful string to pull. Me either. Bump, 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 bump. All right, let's examine. So the sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon. How would that even work, though? It sure is. It's called a shichishito, by the way. Nasty piece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood? Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, there are fingerprints all over the hilt of the shichishito. Fingerprints, huh? Naturally, they match the prints we got from the younger nun. Of course they did. Of course they did. He's pretty high in the prosecutor hierarchy. I mean, that makes sense. He was the guy till he left town. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon? What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for right? Is this what it's like to be a defense attorney? Oh, Edgeworth, you don't know the half of it. I figure it doesn't feel really good. To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health. No kidding. Shichishito added to the court record. The apparent murder weapon has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. When are the prints not on the weapon? Really? For real. There's an explanation every time for it. What's this? Is this the jewel? So if you remember, Dahlia Hawthorne, in the last case, had that jewel that she was looking for. And now we see her staff on the ground, no orb in it from the victim. Now, this doesn't look like the same jewel. So I'm not 100% sure that that's what's up, but I wonder if it's something to do with it. I want to eat the crystal. It's like grape jello. It looks, to me, it looks more like a gobstopper. Or like one of those, what do you call them? The candies now and laters. No, it was Gobstopper from Ed, Edd and Eddy, right? That's what Ed would always eat. That's what it looks like to me. It does look kind of yummy. I like Gobstoppers even more. I haven't had a Gobstopper in a really long time. It's been a while. Looks like a wizard's staff. That belonged to the victim, Ms. Elise Donham. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah. Listen, this is just between us, okay, sir? Let that faucet leak, Gumshoe. Let it flow. Jawbreakers. That's what I was thinking of. Yes. What? This is top secret stuff. Don't tell anyone about this. All right. The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. I thought we were actually gonna get useful info. My bad. That's very cool, Gumshoe. That's very cool. That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me? That's it. Thanks. That's very helpful. Very helpful, Gumshoe. Thank you. It's very interesting. The staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victim's. Victim's staff added to the court record. Carried by Elise when she was alive, has her fingerprints on it. That's not abnormal though, right? I think Gumshoe could be a mean wizard. The main gate must be just over that stone wall. Stone walls. I jumped over a few of those in my time. Okay, that's neat. Most of them are good memories, but not all. Detective, perhaps someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity of words. I know that they're like friends, but Gumshoe's patience is running thin. I just love skiing. He is on one today. Really? You don't seem like the type. What about sleds? Sleds? Nah, they're a little too kiddie, you know? Messes with my hard-boiled image. What's with the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Is the world starting to go mad? No, Edgeworth, but I think I'm starting to. Gumshoe makes the best observations, and that's why he's a top detective, huh? That's why he gets paid the big bucks. It's a lantern. I suppose they light it at night. Something elegant about the light of a fire. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight. Detective, can you not afford to pay your electricity bill? How did you know? I feel like we get a little more back and forth when we play as Edgeworth with Gumshoe than we do with Phoenix. So what did he say I needed to talk to her about? Oh, the Shichishito. Bum, bum, bum. About this here. Let me see. Well, as you may know, in order to see reality for what it truly is, we strive to break our attachments to much of the transient material realm. I guess you could call me an immaterial girl. I guess she lives in an immaterial world, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Sure. Yeah, for sure. Maya's always kidnapped or whisked away when we're playing as Phoenix. Good point. To be fair, she is also in danger while we're playing as Edgeworth. That poor girl cannot catch a break. He said we wanted to talk to her about something, but I can't remember what he said. What was it we wanted to talk to her about? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the acolytes. Is there anything else on the other side of the bridge? No, not a thing. Surrounded by cliffs, little island out there. I hear something kind of place the person can preserve. Oh. Where did he say? He said to talk to her about something. Maybe I made that up in my head. Well, where else can we go? We've been to the main hall. Any profiles to present? Oh, this poor girl. Where could she have gone? Well, we checked out her home and she's not there. And she's nowhere in the vicinity of the temple either. Which means there's only a few other possibilities as to where she could be. Do you think maybe she fell off the bridge and was carried downstream? Don't say that with a smile on your face. Why do you look so happy? Why do you have to be such a pessimist, detective? I was just trying to think like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ironic, I became a pessimist only after I had the pleasure of working with you. Let's see. Main gate. Oh, cutscene. I don't see Larry anywhere. You mean Larice. Maybe we scared the poor kid away. His heart was shut tight with a number of those psycho locks. I guess I'll have to look for him now. What a thorn in my side. Larice! Oh, Larice! Gumshoe is really just tagging along everywhere we go, huh? Well, shoot, where would Larry have gone? Are we stuck here? Yeah, we are. We can't go back to the detention center. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. A murder weapon. I feel like I'm missing something. 2-story building. Ba-dum-bum-bum. He's your weird girl this chapter. That's so sick. Oh, I bet he probably won't, but I hope he gets to stand on the defense side with us. Oh no, we have to watch. My bad. I triggered the cutscene. We have to watch them walk across the bridge again. Oh, I didn't think this through. That's my fault. Okay, here comes Iris. Go, Iris, go. Okay, now here comes Bikini. Anyone else? We sure we don't want to throw Phoenix's icons in there too? If you want more details, you should ask Bikini yourself in the main hall. I'd like some more information about that place. Maybe I could show Bikini, unless we already talked about it, which I don't think we did. Maybe I can show her the map. No, she does not want to talk. And Larry's gone. Iris's hood? Well, well, that's a demon-warding hood. Acolytes are highly susceptible to possession by evil spirits, you know. That's why we always wear these for protection. I see. What are you waiting for? You won't get any protection just by holding it, you know. Yeah, Edgeworth, put it on. Put it on. Put it on already. I can't. I was just... Oh, she's angry. Oh, never mind. Oh, gumshoes. Oh. It's like it was made just for you, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by that, detective? It looks absolutely marvelous. You've just got to keep it on for a while. Is this some sort of divine retribution? Maybe your theory holds some water? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I feel like my theory might have something going to it. Well, 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 look what you found. Well, Phoenix found it, really. But all the same, that's the master of the Karain channeling technique, Mystic Misty Faye. That's a tongue twister. Faye. It's been nearly 20 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Apparently, she intended to pass on the master title to her daughter. Who is this daughter? Well, I myself am part of a branch family of the Faye clan, but even I am not privy to information concerning the main family. Oh, Edgeworth, if you only knew. There's gotta be something I'm missing. Unless... Oh, here we go. The main hall of Hazakura Temple is above us here. You're right, but I'm pretty sure the main hall didn't have a second floor. Hazakura Temple was built on a steep part of the mountain. The front and back of the main hall are on different levels. Oh, that makes sense. But wouldn't it be easier just to build the place slanted, sir? I fail to see how you can consider that to even be a remotely good idea. Are we not gonna talk about this ladder? I feel like we didn't put enough emphasis on the ladder. Alright, let's see. What if... So we have the main hall to work with, which we've already examined, and we already examined the crime scene. That thing sure casts a strong presence over the whole room. We'll try this. This is the Lesser Magatama. It's a precious heirloom containing a great many souls. If it's so great, why is it the Lesser Magatama? Huh? This is lesser? Well, there we go. What's the greater one like? The greater Magatama is displayed in the main room of Faye Manor. It was supposed to be shown at the Treasures of Karain exhibit. Awkward. Awkward. But it was so large that they couldn't bring it through the doors. Is this the only other thing to examine here? It looks like we oh, whoop. Hang on. There we go. There's flowing script written everywhere on the walls. I'd bet you'd have awful nightmares if you tried to sleep in here. This is our main hall, so it's protected by a variety of magic spells and charms. They're all designed to prevent evil forces from entering. So if I slept here, the Oogie Woogie Boogie Man wouldn't hunt me down for eternity? All right. Does this guy think about anything other than eating and sleeping? It looks like we're good from this room as well, which only leaves the main gate. Which Larry's gone, and we can't find him. That must be the main hall back there. A brilliant deduction, sir! Are you trying to flatter me, detective? Brilliant use of suspense to build detention, sir. According to Wright, the head nun has some important information. I can't miss the opportunity to speak with her, but I have been speaking with her. What happened to the bridge? It burned down. Oh, wait. No, I think we have everything here, too. Right? Let's see. You know what I would kill for right now? Some footprints. Yeah, I think we got everything on the bridge too. I must be not showing the right thing. Oh, we can go back to the detention center if we go to the bridge first. Aha! I knew Larry had to be somewhere. Did he come to pay our client a visit? Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I need to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that Iris, please remember, I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. That's right. Inner Temple. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Ms. Delise Donham with a sword. And one other thing, she said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well. What? When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple, and yet Sister Bikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night. But I didn't go there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who to believe. It looks like she's unwilling to tell the whole truth. I wonder if I'll find the answers I'm looking for if I break those psycho locks. All right, let's give these another go then, shall we? Take that! Take that! It really emphasizes the end T. Only 2, which is not that bad. I was frightened. Since I've been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night? Yes, I swear. I already told you that. Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what frightened you so much you couldn't even leave your own room? Is it perhaps the note that someone left you? I found this in the main hall. It's addressed to you. That's... Well, Iris? Why are you glaring at me like that? You were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you. Isn't that correct? One gone. Was the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Probably the evidence. I can't imagine Phoenix has too intense of a glare. Oh well, I don't suppose it matters either way. The only way to be sure, Edgeworth, is to just do it both ways. Present the evidence and stare into her soul. But, Mr. Edgeworth... Yes? I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me. A prank? Well, yeah. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief. I wonder about that. Sister Bikini's like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her. No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there's one person you didn't want your secret told to. I wonder if it's Larice Butts. No, I'm kidding. It's Phoenix. It's obviously Phoenix, right? Phoenix Wright. You mean something to Wright, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. What is going on? What do you have to say to that? I should have expected as much. Especially from a friend of his. Guys, is this actually... Okay, you have a real sit-down moment here. Is this... Not that I don't want anyone to confirm it. I don't know if this is Dahlia. I'm starting to kind of believe her. Listen. I can fix her. I can fix her. She seems like a different person. So even if it is Dahlia, you know, maybe she went on a self-improvement arc. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. She doesn't seem all that bad anymore, you know? Maybe Larry's onto something. After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it. What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions? It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge. A small shack, huh? You can fix her? She clearly fixed herself if she's really Dahlia. Or she's still playing, right? What if she's still playing the innocent person? She was so good at it before. A small shack, huh? That's why I can't believe anything that she's saying. Because we've seen her do this whole shtick already. If it's Dahlia. It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near. Where is it on this map? Okay, we have to talk to Larry, right? It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge. This is probably where Larry was waiting, right? He has asked us to point out a spot on the map. The reality is, to get to the inner temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought that such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall... I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it. So this is the secret that you locked away in your heart. Yes, it looks as though I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night, right? Yes, that's exactly right. Iris's testimony added to the court record. Rang lights out at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. The trial starts tomorrow. I promise you, I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret. But it's pointless. Why would you say that? Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am. No, I think he knows. I think he's got some bit of an idea. I don't know. Let's go see if we can find our boy Larry. Because I think we have to use the Magatama on him now. Oh, or we could go right to the Heavenly Hall. What is this, brother? Larry, what are we doing? I know this was you. There's no doubt in my mind this was you. Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? It's still better than the view from my apartment, though. Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective. Who's here? Oh, why? Why does this always happen? He's got a lot of flavor text. Make sure to get them all. Oh, okay. Good call. Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. I even chased one of them to Japan. Next, it's going to be prison, I guess. Well, hang on. I'll steal that detective's wallet. That'll get me locked up for sure. I don't think we have to go that far, Larry. I don't think it's worth it. I can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck. Is he talking about Gumshoe? He's just talking to himself. Shh, be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. I blew it again. Done that? What did he do, I wonder? Hey, you! About what you just said. I got an objection. Get him, Gumshoe. That's what I'm talking about. What the? Edgy, you dirty rat. Gumshoe, you oaf. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. Not your job. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed with my pointer finger. Wow. You've watched way too many trials. Sorry. Okay, Larry. Jig's up. What have you got to say for yourself? Well, talk to me, man. What's going on here? What is this little shack, anyway? Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday. And why were you down here in the first place? Come on, I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal. One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up and disturb you here. So can I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Listen to me, Edgy. You've got to do this. You've got to save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Is it because she's cute? Watch your mouth. Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. What's going on, dancing? Welcome in. I'm going to marry that girl. Does she know? She knows who Larry is, right? She knows Larice. Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked this girl to marry you? No, not yet. But I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. Is that so? She's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold look. Not the vibe I get. But maybe, Larry. I'm not gonna tell you either which way. Oh, you're right. She said he was a hard worker and very sincere. You're right. Larry, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. I'll say. He'd never imagine that I could marry such a beautiful girl like that. Something tells me he would be shocked indeed. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If we really want to know the answer to that, we're gonna have to drag him onto the witness stand. I worry if you finish all the dialogue, you might get locked out of presenting things. Is that a... Wait, really? Okay, good call, good call. We'll present a couple then. I have a feeling that she's hiding something. Could be. After all, she's shy and gets embarrassed pretty easily. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Why not? Look, I know all about this kind of thing. Yeah, you're the expert. Come on, Edgy, you were a guy once. Now, hang on. Lots of girls are like Iris. You know I'm right. Well, you most certainly seem to have convinced yourself. Man, I love shy girls like her. It's just so cute, you know what I mean? Still doesn't listen to others, I see. I guess some people just never change. I'm just no good with people like her. She reminds me too much of my mother. May I speak? May I speak now? Huh? Sure. I don't care how you feel about her personally. Just tell me what you know about her and how she's related to the case. Don't you think you're expecting a little too much of me? I'm just a 25-year-old jobless bum trying to make an apprentice artist. I'm actually starting to feel jealous of this guy. Just a little. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. It's happened a few times with Cyclops? Wait, really? That's how you've missed a lot of flavor text. Oh, interesting. Really? Larry, can you help me here? It's Maya. Nick was trying to go save her, you know. But instead, he wound up falling off the bridge. I'm not surprised, though. Nick always gets himself into trouble. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black. I just hope that Maya doesn't catch a cold, too. Or something worse. Oh, showing Phoenixes? Good call. He was a good guy. A real pal to the end. Does he think I died? When I look back now, I have nothing but good memories. Larry, what's with the past tense? He's not dead, you know. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, the guy owes me. After all, I saved his life, and he saved yours, so I think you're even. What you just did? I think we're even now from when he saved your life off of death row, perhaps. What is that supposed to mean? If I hadn't called for help so quickly, he would have died. It's no surprise, though. I used to be a security guard. It was all instinct, baby. He has a point. He did call pretty quickly. I think Larry's pretty good at motivating people. I just wish he would try motivating himself once in a while. I don't know. He seems pretty motivated as Larice to be an artiste and marry the girl of his dreams. Shoot, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night? Aw, man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me. Yeah, Larice the ladies' man. Okay, chill out with those scary eyes, I got it. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. Something incredible? Bum 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 bum. Is this 3 of them, I think? Yeah. I wish I knew what item it was that you need to present to get the dialogue about them in elementary school. Ah, do I have Edgeworth's profile? No, I don't. I don't. Why is he dodging the questions? Because he's Larry. Because he probably did something he wasn't supposed to. And now he doesn't want to admit to it, but we just have to drag it out of him. Let's not talk about that now. Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? All right, Larry. Let's get down to business. The night of the crime. Alright, now you're going to tell me what you really saw last night. Whoa, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. Huh? That was a bit too easy. Anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. At around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I'd been sleeping, I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went white. Like I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend Naomi. And then, it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes? Why are you giving me the evil eye? I'm telling the truth. There are still 3 dude, every time he calls them psycho locks, it makes me giggle. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen? Why did I read it like that? Where were you when you saw that happen? Where, you say? What do you mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? Just answer the question. I was in my own room by the main hall. Where else would I be? As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. The problem, I suspect, lies there. There? What do you mean, there? It's impossible for you to have seen the lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room, because if that were the case, it would have been blocked by the mountain. We did this yesterday. Such a simple question to ask, what do you mean? We're going to pry this information out of him if it's the last thing we do, though. This is a map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple. What am I looking for? I think that should be pretty obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees, and it's impossible to see the bridge from here. Why didn't you tell me that before? Why did you lie to me? What do you mean? This isn't my problem. Well, how about it? How about what? Do you feel like talking now? Talk about what? Looks like it won't be that easy. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You weren't in your room at the temple, so then where were you? You don't know that I wasn't in my room. So where was Larry and why was he there? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer's fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning striking Dusky Bridge was where we are standing now, actually, Heavenly Hall. Take that! The place you saw the lightning strike from was naturally Heavenly Hall. Why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold, there's no electricity, and it could fall apart at any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? Got him red-handed. How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Uh-oh. In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. One more. I hope we have the last piece of evidence, though. I have to admit, I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick. Hurtful. That's nice. Now tell me, what were you doing at this cold little shack last night? That's what you might call a faire decor. I think you mean a faire de... decor? Could it be you were waiting for someone? Oh no. You really are one scary guy, you know. Was he waiting for Iris? Were they actually hitting it off? I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. Did Larry leave the note? Larry, this certainly couldn't have... No, I hit the wrong thing. Oh, I fat-fingered the button. I'm sorry. Sorry, Larry. Hang on. Please hold. Could it be you were waiting for someone? I think we get new health when we beat this psych lock, so... I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. Either or, but I'm pretty sure Iris. Yeah. There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you were waiting for was Iris. Wait, maybe those two are an item. Larry, I was not familiar with your game. Unless you sent the blackmail letter. Hang on. I'll hear you out. Suddenly, I feel cold all over, Edgy. No doubt because of my chilly glare. So you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her? Or are you just guessing? This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here's the evidence that proves you were waiting for Iris. Okay, Larry, maybe you actually don't have game. If this note's from you, this is a pretty poor game. Here's your evidence. You called into this spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Larry, I thought higher of you. I thought much higher of you. Hey, give that back. You're embarrassing me. What are you doing with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that? You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, first of all, what's this at the top of the letter? It says salutation here. Well, that's what it said in that book, Letter Writing for Dummies. Yeah, this guy's got no game. You're not supposed to actually write... That's where you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. I'm so sorry. I'm not the one you need to apologize to. Oh, good. We got our health back anyway. Alright, Larry, you've got some explaining to do. So you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry doesn't cut it, you scumbag. Threatening a young lady like that. Gulp. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what. You tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean threaten? When did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me a break. It's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love? What did you just say? Larry, that might be the worst worded love letter I've ever seen. My love for her burns so hotly it could melt all the snow on this mountain. Then what is this secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between her and... Oh, Larry. I'm sorry, I was familiar with your game. I was familiar with your lack of game. What are we doing, man? That's the worst worded love letter I have ever seen in my entire life. He's stupid, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little. It's okay, though. He's turning a new leaf. Larice is a new him. Larice is smarter. Obviously, she wouldn't want Old Lady Bikini to know about it, right? I think you're hallucinating about our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. All right, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like manila envelope? Give me a break. It's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Jeez. Then why were you so quick to apologize, pal? It's because Edgy gave me that scary look of his. Fair. I feel when people glare at me, I have an inclination to apologize. I would probably do the same, Larry, although we wouldn't be in this scenario because I wouldn't have written the letter in the first place. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it? That's what all those huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. And yet, every time I find myself continuing to expect more from you. That's my bad. Come on, don't let it get you down. But, Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's still hiding something. I know it. What do you mean, detective? Don't forget what this guy said just a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. That's true. He's right. Larry, you're looking at me like a hungry dog that just found a bone. What is it? What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yeah, and I believe it was the incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? If that's all there is to your story, your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Larry's probably like, what are you talking about? What is bro yapping about? Therefore, Larry, I do believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. When? Where? Why? How? What do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Oh, Larry. Larry! Come on, bro. No. That's a really good point, Hollow. He's used to having no clue what his pals are saying because they're all lawyers. That's a really good point. I can't believe it. What? That's what I'm saying. We just did this song and dance, Lair Bear. You scared him? I didn't. Gumshoe did. I'm innocent. Gumshoe's the one that scared him. What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Why are you glaring at me like I'm the next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? I've just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, I'll just have to drag him to the witness stand. Larry. Are we going into court? I thought there would be more investigation, but perhaps. Oh, let's go. Okay. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Oh my. Mr. Larice feels that way about me? Did we... Sorry, Larry. A man's got to do what a man's got to do to get the job done. Your secret was not safe with me. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. I'm so excited. I need everything to come to... I understand that this is only day 1 of the trial, so there's going to be more. But man, do I want to know more about what's going on. That's not fair. I know. It's okay. We'll drag it out of him in court if we have to. Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very incident, or the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Ms. Elise Donham, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. No locks? Very well then. Although, if you remember, from the last game, our buddy Matt on guard didn't have any locks because he found a little loophole. He didn't kill him. It was the assassin he hired. Not that I think Iris would hire an assassin, but I know a Dahlia Hawthorne that might do something similar. She's really cute if she is a Dahlia. Yeah. You are a prosecutor, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, don't worry about my identity. You worry about your identity. I'm fine. Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. See, I don't know. It feels... Okay, the blushing and everything, it feels more genuine than when Dahlia did it the first time. You know what I mean? Iris feels much more genuine. They don't feel like the same person. And she doesn't have any butterflies. She doesn't have any butterflies around her. I see. Iris, it's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Let's go. Let's go. Can I get the backstory? You can get a quick Spark Notes. So, Iris looks very similar to a girl named Dahlia Hawthorne, who in a previous case was dating Phoenix Wright, who's the actual main character of the game. He's in a hospital right now. We're playing as his rival. But Phoenix Wright's the main character. Dahlia Hawthorne was his girlfriend and actually murdered someone and accused Phoenix. Or didn't accuse Phoenix, but was going to let Phoenix take the fall for it. We proved Dahlia guilty, and she went to jail. But in the story, I believe that was 5 years ago. And now she comes back as Iris. She looks very different. She should still be in jail. No one really knows what's going on. So there's a lot up in the air right now. Oh, it is the Canadian judge, it looks like. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. That feels weird. and Edgeworth just runs to the other side of the court. The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. I'm doing both jobs today. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. Man, if Edgeworth was really pulling some strings, he would get Payne up there, because that would be an easy W. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... No way. No way, bro. Long time no see. The prosecution stands ready. Get out of here. Yeah! Battle of the Siblings. That is so sick. Franziska von Karma. It's been too long since I've seen that whip in the courtroom. This case is like the All-Star game. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma. That is all. Love that. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. It's the first trilogy's finale. That is a good point. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. You know, he could have at least changed the suit. I mean, when Furio was pretending to be Phoenix, you know, he looked the part. He changed his look a little bit. Edgeworth could have at least, like, put on a blue blazer or any color. Maybe take off the scarf. Maybe wear a hat. Ms. Von Karma, do you have anything to say? He has the badge, you're right. And it is a better badge than Furio's badge. There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Oh, she's in on it big. There isn't? But I'm sure once... Yeah, let him have it. I told you there is no such weakling. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. Bailiff, remove that whip. Hold it. Hold it. I have no objection to the whip. Okay, buddy. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee or wag his finger as much as he pleases. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Now he's looking the part. This promises to be interesting. Miles Edgeworth. This is so cool, guys. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth! I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Yeah, you're not usually on these cases, are you, Your Honor? Welcome to the big leagues. Things get weird here. Ow. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Ms. Von Karma, please give us an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Ms. Elise Donham. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Oh, wait, the sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. The courtyard where Elise Donham was murdered. There is no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well, please bring this witness to the stand then. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. This is so cool. Hello, Sister Bikini. We can't see you down there. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Didn't we needed a crate for that kid in the movie one, too. Gosh, what was his name? I can't remember. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Cody Hackins! That's what it was. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ow. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist, let me tell you. Well, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? The night of the murder. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Did Von Karma just throw us a hint? That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. Hold it! Hold it! Can you tell I was practicing? What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking the questions, madam. Okay, listen here, buddy. Listen here, pal. You don't get to speak to her like that. I like this witness. Whenever we got a bad witness up there, you believe everything that comes out of their mouth. You're not going to speak to her like that. She's very kind. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor, watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that's the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. Hold it! Hold it! Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. You know, my childhood dog, this is a tangent. My childhood dog had a lot of joint issues. And those would also flare up in the winter. So it was really interesting. She was always fine. Not always, fine, but better in the summer. Definitely flared up in the winter. I got to imagine the cold makes your joints really stiff. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m. So we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath at the inner temple, so I needed a long, hot soak. So you returned to Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath there. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. Posture check, everyone. I was slouching. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch, you young ones. What are you going on about? Ow, wait, what? Pathetic Miles Edgeworth. No, I swear, it's not like that. No, it's not like that. I swear, Your Honor, don't look at me like that. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Oh, Miles, you're getting a taste for what Phoenix always deals with, and I'm so here for it. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so it was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony, and it's the fact that she says she saw Iris at the inner temple and committing the crime. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. All right. I don't want to fall into the same trap that we did last time, so we'll save here. And then I would like to press on... What did Iris's testimony say? We had it, right? Yes. Iris rang lights out at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. I left Iris to help the acolyte return to the temple. Where's the best place to present this? There's no bath at the inner hall. That's okay. So right here, probably, I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to the Hazakura temple. But Iris's testimony says different. He's mastering the art of saves coming. Shh. No. I prefer save optimizing. I think that's a better term. Objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Ms. Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who's more likely to lie, do you suppose? Objection! Isn't that hearsay? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. Objection! Been a while since we heard that. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Oh my god, brother. Oh, this was the same judge. This was the same judge that was drooling over her, wasn't it? All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? It's nice to see someone else on the other end of it. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, If you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. It was just, I'm sorry. There's no bath at the inner temple, and I need a long hot soak. It was just after I had finished. Oh, she added it here then? Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Interesting. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have yet to wonder. Iris came to the temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. She couldn't have been. Was she wearing the hood at dinner? Wait, was she wearing the hood at dinner? Because she gave this to Phoenix. Received before the lights out bell. Oh, we're on one today. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That's a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Then who was it? What is going on? Wait a minute.
Objection!
Objection! Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Ms. Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. That's very interesting. Well, because oh wow, that's so funny for Emma Crate. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. Pretty fun, huh, Edgeworth? Pretty fun. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Ow! Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to take too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. And this is quite strange. What's really strange is that with how well Iris and Bikini seem to know each other, whoever was pretending to be Iris in this case really had her fooled. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Ms. Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. I don't know if you really have a choice. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony, at least if you want to avoid the whip. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Then that would mean that Iris would have had to push her out of the window and then either find a way to escape the window herself or get down there before Elise could run away. Now, maybe Elise got hurt, right? And so she wasn't able to run away, but you saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Ms. Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Why do you look so happy saying that? What have I done to you? All you judges are the same. Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Gosh, they're like siblings bickering up there. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. Do we have the case file? 10 to 11. Okay. Hold it! How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall, and as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. You say you heard a noise. Thump. Just like that. That could only have been the sound of a victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump. Just like that. It sounds the same. The snow falling and the body falling sound the same. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have just been the snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. What are you laughing about? Thank you, Von Karma. That was actually a much needed whip. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and Iris was Mystic Elise with that sword of all things. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims. Just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. And we're conveniently just learning about it now. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood. Please don't tell me it was missing. That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Oh, come on, Sister Bikini. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Oh, boy. Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? Yeah, it's important. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, add that testimony, or add that statement to your testimony. Okay, so we have this one, which we just pressed on. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. You're sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, She looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. Sure, I guess so. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim. Sorry, please tell us about the victim, eh? Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard.
Hold it!
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple. Okay, this is gonna get kind of confusing. You're gonna have a hard time visualizing this. It elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. Okay, I understand. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes. I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to the room, after all. Love when this judge goes, He does it every time. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard. Okay? Thump! Just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Well, alright, let's see. This was what was added. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Any evidence that would prove otherwise? Iris didn't have her hood on. A regional weather report for the night of the crime. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45, around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, she has her hood there. Photo of Elise. God, that's such a good picture, Larry. Well, I don't see anything that goes to show that Iris didn't have her hood on. I mean, outside of the testimony. I feel like if we present this again, though, they're not going to be very happy. Do. So what else could we maybe get? I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. That sort of all things. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. But it can't be. If she's saying she finished her bath, here's my problem, right? She's saying she finished her bath around 11. That doesn't leave a lot of time for an autopsy of a crime that happened between the time of 10 and 11. You know what I mean? I think I've read all my evidence. I'll double check. The apparent murder weapon, it has the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. Maybe she dropped it. There's something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed. Hazakura Temple map. She doesn't have her hood here. I mean, she has it, though. It's just not up. Welcome back, dancing. Welcome back. The photo doesn't do much here. Rang lights out bell at 10 and was then in her room until the night the murder was discovered. I said the answer. I did, huh? Loss of blood. So, okay, so I think I'm right. I think I present this. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. I'm gonna go with this one. They didn't like this one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't accept that. Well done, Your Honor. I was only testing you just now. Well, then, why don't you try testing this penalty, too? Looks like I shouldn't have spoken in haste. Okay, I said the answer. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and with that sword of all things, now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Where is the crime scene? Maybe the sword's just not as... This looks like a pretty heavy sword. How'd they get the sword out of the hand in the first place, now that I think about it? How'd they get the sword out? I thought that was right. I thought so too, to be fair. Iris didn't have her hood on. What does she say here? You're sure about that? After all, we always wear the same clothes. Oh, wait. We always wear the same clothes. They don't look identical here. She's got her hood on and she's got her hood off. She looked different than normal. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm gonna try this. Dang it! I am going to save scum that one. I don't want to lose too much health yet. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You know, maybe I do it here. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her... Because if she finishes her bath around 11, and then she's pushed, and then she's stabbed, there's no way that this happens from her testimony, right? All before 11. Hey! There we go! There we go. We're defending, correct. We are defending. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say, anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Oh! Does it say that? Body fell 10 feet after that. Suffering from success, am I right? Doesn't matter how you get there. It matters that you get there at some point. That's right. It says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Edgeworth, I'm impressed. Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. That's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window, down into the courtyard below. One thing I admire about Von Karma is she she is just so confidently wrong. We just caught the witness in a lie, or at least in an incorrect testimony, and Von Karma, it is a quick pivot. Well, it must be this then. It's the only logical explanation. Objection! Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Donham's room? Please enlighten us, Von Karma. She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Fake it till you make it. Hey, you know what? We do the same, so I can't really judge. Well, Ms. Von Karma, was there any blood? Ow. No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in that room, then I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Good one, Von Karma, well played. We have come to a conclusion then. Well, I wouldn't rush to that. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. It doesn't, I mean, it does still say that she saw her stab. I mean, I guess the argument could be that Bikini saw Iris removing the blade and maybe thought that that was the stabbing. Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness! Please remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we're finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. All right. Further details. All right, here we go. When I looked at climax music. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. There we go. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Mystic Ami is the name of the statue, for those who are not aware. It is the name of the statue that holds this Shichishito. Ami was like one of the very first spirit mediums in the Fae clan, I believe it was. This all confirms Ms. Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Love Miles' character growth. I know, especially considering they both trained under the same mentor, and Franziska is still about perfection, and Miles is like, well, I'm not so naive. You know, I do wonder, if we have this crime photo, right? I mean, that is still very much in her. And so, I guess what could have happened is they take the blade out, reposition the body and then put the blade back in the hand? Right? That's the only explanation. I mean, I guess if she saw that blood, although she said there wasn't a lot of blood. I don't know. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Think carefully. This next part is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No. When I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony does support her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. Wouldn't the shape of the sword make it so the blood could pour out slightly from the holes from the side? Since it's unsymmetrical, maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, maybe she stabbed here too. I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. That's not ideal. Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Always press further, Edgeworth. Press for all we're worth. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. Thank you for pointing that out, Edgeworth. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding a lot. Well, I say what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? Just a little bit. More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Ami. Mystic Elise was on the ground, and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. Oh, we got her! The sword was buried up to the hilt, but there's only this little bit of blood on it. Also, yeah, I'm kind of with you, Dancing. I don't know how smoothly you could take this thing out. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. I've never seen so much blood before.
Hold it!
Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword? No mistaking it. I remember it all, clear as day. Don't you think that's a bit odd? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Why would the killer pull out the sword? What? If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, then there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Ms. Von Karma? That's... Indeed. It is strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find the answer to this mystery, too. Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness? That's when I fainted. Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort, but I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. By mystic Ami, you're referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with the Shichishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make mystic Ami hold the blade, truly a heinous, despicable crime. It's easy to despise something, anyone could do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Damn, burn! Anyway, what's the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself, there isn't always. That phrase might come into handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shichishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. Well, I know where to start. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out, and that is my first hole in this testimony. This doesn't look like it was submerged to the hilt to me, does it? The statue is the killer. Lock him up. It wouldn't be the craziest thing we've seen. No, actually, it might be up there.
Objection!
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are just too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you yet again. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain explain yourself. To start with, do you think it will be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Objection! Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not buying it. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. I was actually right. That's crazy. Isn't it satisfying? That's what makes this game so satisfying. When you make a guess or you have a theory and you end up being right, it feels so good. You've still got more? Don't stop me now, Your Honor. This one's simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito, and the Shichishito was just used as a decoy. A foolishly foolish idea, born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? The fingerprints! Well, it's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. And if this isn't the actual murder weapon, then Iris's fingerprints being on it becomes irrelevant. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That's what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Order! Order! So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that's the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that's so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yeah. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? We can't have a trial without the murder weapon. It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. The fact that Miles Edgeworth called her over to be the prosecutor for this case and is now dragging her is probably really frustrating from her end. No evidence of that kind was found. Is that so? Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me. Could I say something? I just remembered, actually. Of course you did. Of course you did. What is it, sister? I was just thinking. It's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... It was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. Is that so? Well then. I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen? Location of the weapon. This lady is useless. Low-key, kinda. She's just like, oh yeah, and now I remember this. Oh yeah, I remember now. She's very kind, though. She's nicer than the other witnesses we had on the stand. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. And you know who would have seen it? I like Bikini a lot. I agree. I think she's very kind. She's trying her best up there. I'm glad it's not Lana or something. True that. True that. Francisca does have a track record for finding the full truth at least. I imagine that's why he requested her. Good point. She's much better at it than Payne. I'll give you that. You know, I'm just saying, Larry had 5 psych locks. If that's the case, if someone took a snowmobile and went to drop it in Eagle River, there's a non-0% chance that Larry saw it. In fact, I would put it maybe at about a 50-50. Those psych locks are looking awfully suspicious, Larice. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know. Quite. She's only 48, right? Come on, you're still young, Bikini. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Maybe it was Larry doing donuts. Oh, I wouldn't put it past him. Here is a photograph. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Tracks photo added to the court record taken that night from Main Gate to Dusty Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. True. And if someone had done that, it would be very easy for them to drop the murder weapon in the river and then also set the bridge on fire. Larry, what did you see, bro? What did you see? Is this game free? So it's not free, but the entire first trilogy right now is on sale on Steam for the Steam Summer Sale for $10. The other games are around $15 to $25 on the sale. There's a bunch of these. But this particular trilogy, this is the third game. There's two ones that come before it. This trilogy, I think, is like $10 right now, so it's very cheap. Highly recommend. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. This is the Phoenix Wright trilogy, but after this, there's also the Apollo Justice trilogy. There's the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and there's Ace Attorney Investigations. The first trilogy is so much fun. It has so much charm to it, man. It's so good. It's so good. Location of the weapon. It's a game from the early 2000s. Oh yeah, this is an old one. They made it HD for the PC port. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported... Oh. Hold it! You're sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave the temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. I did want to see this photo one more time. Okay. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. We know that. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That was not there before. And that's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in the front gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. Oh no, it's relevant. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. That's fair, actually. That's pretty fair. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. There you go. Yeah, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow. Curses. Seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes 15 minutes to walk, but less than 5 using one of those. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. And what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Ms. Von Karma. Now, turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What? She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in the flawed account. The murder she saw at around 11, and after asking that it be reported, I went to the main gate. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used, 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into the river and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Let's see what we got going on here. No, she didn't end up going to this, so we can't use that. Weather data. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Okay. Humor me here. I don't know if this is right. I'm just going to walk through it. It snowed from 7 to 10:50. Tracks that the snowmobile had been used. I don't think that weather report's gonna help us out, unfortunately. Not right now, at least. Loss of blood. Rang lights out at 10. Let's see. I feel like the weather data might come into play here. Okay, let's walk through it bit by bit. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. I don't think any of our evidence points that wrong. After asking that the murder be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. I really feel like the weather has to do something with this. It snowed from approximately 7 to 10:50, with lightning going on from 10 to 11. And if she witnessed the crime at 11 and passed out, no, the snow wouldn't have recovered the tracks because the snow was done. Dang. Okay, so I don't think that's it.
Hold it.
I need a quick little refresh. Let's see. And there I saw trucks.
Hold it.
There's a snowmobile outside the gate with snow on it, notably. It'll run no matter how much snowfall. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the gate when you arrived. Yes. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned. Press further. Oh, did I? I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Then answer the question, witness. I don't go around feeling the engines. There wasn't any snow on it. No snow on the snowmobile. So she's right there. Dang. For some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then. How long does it take to get to Dusky? Dang, they have got me, man. This one's tough. 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using a snowmobile. What if we say we don't want to press any further? I wonder if that opens up a new dialogue that we don't have yet. What if we stop here? Looks very likely that the snowmobile is related to this case. I can't help but think that Iris used it. But for what? I better hold off on this for now. How long does it take to reach the bridge by snowmobile? What did Iris use it for? Did she use it to go see Larry? Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back when I was knocked out. Seven to approximately 10:50. That's just such an obvious time gap between 11. Oh, it makes me want to present this somewhere. It takes 15 minutes. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. I never considered, maybe it was Iris doing donuts all along. Oh! Maybe she's got a fear for danger. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. I just can't help but shake the feeling. I know that I've got to get my mind off of it or else we'll never get anywhere, but I can't help but feel that this means something. Country yard, or the courtyard where Elise Dotem was murdered. Taken that night from main gate to Dusky Bridge. Anything weird about the tracks? I don't think there's anything weird about the tracks. Maybe it's a surprise tool that'll help you later. Oh, it'll certainly come into play at some point. I just can't shake the feeling that I should use it here. Please, picture of beautiful lady that was maybe taken a little strangely by Larice, but nonetheless we're blessed with this picture. Please, Please grant us guidance. Because I'm stumped. We were on a roll, too. Okay. I saw the murder at around 11. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. So this would have been at 11:10 or 11:20-ish. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. I'm gonna try it. She's looking right at the camera. That's a good point. She I think it's a laws of nature sort of deal. Not weather, though. Something else you gotta notice. The lightning. Oh, I guess, okay. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Oh, it would have been on fire. It would have been on fire. I don't know how close they would have been able to get to drop the weapon in. The bridge was on fire. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Lightning is weather, but sure. Oh, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. They didn't like it. Whatever gets the cogs turning. I really thought I was onto something. Okay, so not weather. Something else I gotta notice. Don't mind me. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. I need the map. Courtyard. You're saying they went, dropped off the murder weapon, came back in the span of 10 minutes as Phoenix found you, woke you up, ran to get... Saw the murder at around 11. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. I feel like the Canadian judge. Okay. Let's see what Edgeworth says after this. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Dang. I saw the murder at around 11. You're sure about the time? I was worried about it because I have a strong sense of responsibility. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath. So at 11, I decided to leave Hajakara Temple. I did this one. I saw tracks that had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusty Bridge. Why didn't you use it yourself? There's a reason for that. It was about a month ago, driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back to when I crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River. All I'm saying is, this snowmobile does not look like it ran into a tree, right? Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in that amount of time. And Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place. The killer's reasoning. Why did the killer do all this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. I agree, Your Honor. Your response, Ms. Von Karma. She was always as over the top as always. Whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. She went to the bridge and back. What would prove that? The tracks. Right? If she went to the bridge and back, what would prove that? The tracks. Not those tracks. These tracks. If she went to the bridge and back, what would prove that? And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge. Less than 5. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. And had time to set up the statue? I don't know, man. Photo of Elise. Iris's testimony. Rang lights out bell at 10. And then was in her room until... Wait, was in her room until the murder was discovered. Now, this is just her testimony. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. But if she was in her room like her testimony says, she couldn't have done that.
Objection!
Nada. Okay. Save. They've got me stumped on this one. I think your human brain is filling in some blanks in that picture you've got. I think your human... Dude, I can't even comprehend your message right now. My brain is so fried. I think your human brain is filling in some of the blanks in that picture you've got. My human brain is filling in some of the blanks. Dude, I'm stumped. I'm stumped. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. Anything we can object to this with? No. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And that's where you found the snowmobile. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Oh my God. She went and came back, but there's only... Hey, all right, I might not be able to play Ace Attorney on days where I have a lot of meetings, guys. Came back while I was knocked out. No, there's only one set of tracks. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. Well, we got there. That was the first time I've been stumped all stream. I think we've been doing pretty good. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. You're in the final stretch of this part. All right, I'm gonna bunker down here. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? That seems so... I was too hyper focused on the weather report. I don't know. My brain does that. It just like hyper focuses on things, and then I cannot get my brain. Oh my gosh, that was so easy too. What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If that was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. Ah, weather report time. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? The idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. There is a contradiction. I was just one step too early. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Ms. Von Karma, that's impossible. Would you care to explain? Why there's a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Ms. Von Karma. Whoa, that's a big penalty. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. They couldn't have been because the snow stopped at 10:50. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, right? On that note, please take a look at this data. It's the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It's impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Bump, 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 bump. Order! Order! Very well, then. It looks like Ms. Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ow. It's just too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct? Based Von Karma. No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Forecast data. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true. We can't be totally sure, eh? That's crazy. How did she pull that off? Because that's a load of bull. It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Why is it can't she provide some sort of evidence? I've provided enough evidence. It's her turn. We're looking at the facts, Your Honor. I've come this far. You're no turning back now. I was pretty confident in that last one. I gotta save for this one. I don't know if I'm gonna get this right. Very well. I, too, can't allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well, then. Mr. Edgeworth, where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Well, there's footprints. There's footprints in this photo. And it doesn't look like there's any snow falling. So that could be it. That's the only thing that I can really think of. Hi, Elise. Let's see. No, I think that that's it. I think that is it. If you look here, it doesn't look like it's snowing in the picture. Also, there are footsteps here. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right. But proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo tells us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Ms. Elise Dona. Oh! Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer's simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Got her! Impressive, Miles. Quite impressive. Order! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself. Welcome to the team. You're now a full-fledged defense attorney. Throwing ideas out there and seeing where they go is the tried and true method, my friend. This is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. Please take me on a tour on the map. Yes, let's go! From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? No. This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Great to know. Thank you for the information. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in a room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. I vaguely remember before the murder happened that the snowmobile was in front of the bridge already. I could be misremembering, but I thought I remembered that. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side and crossed on foot. There she goes. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that is impossible. Order! Order in the court! What does this all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've got nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone. A witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. Oh no. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that lonely night anyone could do? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot will go out wandering like that. You already know, dancing. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on, something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out at a subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. I already know where this is going. First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And a second being, he's an idiot. This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? It's Godot, Your Honor. No, it's Larry Butts, aka Larice. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deladoc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise Dono. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? Sorry, Larice. That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Nice, Edgeworth, well played. Although I can't guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he's in the gallery for this trial. It will not take him long to summon. Very well. Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Dang! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Save your progress, yes. And that, my friends, is where we will leave it. Fun stream! Very fun stream. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I really like this case. I know I said that at the end of yesterday's stream too, but Hollow, you were not lying. This one is a doozy. I like playing. I mentioned this when we were playing as Mia. Saving old Larice for next time. Listen, in my current mental state, I don't think I could handle Larice. I'm not ready for Larice. I mentioned when we were playing as Mia, I like playing as side characters in games. Like when I was a kid and I played Mario, any chance I had to play as Luigi, you bet I was playing as Luigi. I don't know why, I just think it's fun. It's fun to shake things up a bit, so I'm really enjoying this. It's hardly gotten started. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess we're still on day 1 of the trial. Jeez, man. There's a lot going on. There's going to be a lot to unpack here. All right, I think it's, let me make sure I'm not making this up. I think it's Silent Hill on Thursday. Thursday. What the? Sorry, I opened Twitter and I saw something crazy. It is Thursday for the next Silent Hill The next Silent Hill stream. So we'll be live Thursday, 7 Eastern, if you want to get your spook on. Otherwise, I will have the schedule for next week out on Sunday. So whether you're just waking up in the morning, stopping by on your lunch break, or hanging out after dinner, thanks for chilling out with us and having a cup of coffee. And I will see you guys on Thursday for Silent Hill. Thanks for hanging out with me. See ya!